And that huddle at three-quarter time is without Joel Corey. He played no part in the third term in game 250. We heard his numbers were exceptional when he went off, had 18 touch and was hugely influential. And I'm going to go down to Kirky. He's going to have Brenton Sanderson with him. Brenton Sanderson will be delighted with a 5-1 third term. He's with Kirky.
It looks like your midfield picked up their intensity. Do you agree?
Yeah, we started to get our hands on the hit-outs, and obviously, Thompson was incredible. Dangerfield, a couple of those long goals. So, yeah, the message is just to keep the energy on the game now. I know they've only got 2 on the bench, the Cats, so we just got to keep putting speed on the game where we can.
Yeah, you quickened up the ball movement. Was that a focus?
Yeah, we just tried to penetrate the last line of their defence, and a few times we went at the back of them, which looked really dangerous. So I know it's a really strong win now, probably 3 or 4 goals. So it'll be tough for us, but I think we've got it in us.
You talked a lot about resilience this year. No bigger test here.
No, this is the toughest road trip in footy. This is as hard as it gets. So if we can pinch this one, it'll be fantastic.
Thanks for your time, mate.
Thanks.
Last time, sorry, Kirky, you go.
Just on injury concerns, I had a quick look up the race and I saw Joel Corey in a tracksuit and he looked pretty sore.
Tracksuit gone for the afternoon. The last time the Crows beat the Cats after trailing at three-quarter time, semi-final 1997, the Cats led by 8 points at three-quarter time, and Sando was a Cat.
Final term is underway. Thompson got it from Symes, gave it to Johncock, and it's Adelaide with the first inside 50. Not quite. Walker couldn't quite hang on to the grab. Forward, Vince, he got it out somehow. Right, taken high. Guthrie got him.
If he gets it long, they might be able to kick it to Kirky. He's running the boundary behind the goals here.
He's right behind the goals now. He's got his hand up, actually looking for it.
Well, he's not quite on it. It's a high ball, top of the square. Petrenko slipped over. Wrong moment. Duncan was there. They're fighting for the ball with Sloan and Enright as well, and the ball will be bounced.
Well, that's the start they want, out of the centre into the front half. They're leading very well with the stoppages, and that's where, if they're going to win it at all, Adelaide, they've got to really dominate the stoppages to get the ball in the front 50.
Thompson had 10 possessions in that third term for the Adelaide Crows. You heard his coach say he was terrific. He was outstanding. Walker almost taken high. Taylor now, Harry couldn't quite get it away. Well done by Enright, but it's only as far as the skipper, who gives it across to Vince. It comes back to Van Berlo. Outside of the boot, touch ball was the call. Excellent tackle, and the mark will not be paid. Now, will it be holding the ball?
That cannot be holding the ball.
No, that's stiff.
When it's a touch ball like that, he hasn't dragged it in. Every umpire should know that is not a free kick.
Well, Enright bullets one to Duncan, fumbles, gets and goes. Big 30 minutes of football coming up for both these sides. Riley, terrific, fisted it towards the boundary line. Won't get there though. Smets, Motlop, couple of youngsters. Smets to Motlop, and now back to Smets. He squares it up, couldn't quite find Hawkins. Now a tough one underneath it all. Walker, he wrestles. Hawkins, he holds Thompson right where he wants him.
It's good play by Motlop and Smets on the far side, bringing the ball back into a very dangerous position of the ground here for the Crows. They need to be bold, they need to be brave, just take the game on. It's there to win.
Bartel knocked it down to Dangerfield, to Van Berlo, now to Sloan. Loose man is Taylor Walker. Sloan will go in that direction. Couple of men ahead only. One is Harry Taylor, one is Douglas, and he finds his man. Great kick in the end. Running inside 50, Porplesia with Guthrie. It's a one-on-one. He'll go in that direction. Porplesia, well, he doubled back. Great movement, and Walker found him.
He's a really talented player, natural forward, Porplesia. He had his younger opponent, Guthrie, just took him back to the goal square, knew he had about 20 metres of space in front of him, and Douglas on that occasion, smart enough to know exactly where to kick the ball.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. Tom, I know this is not the right time to have crack at umpires, but that was 50 metres every day of the week when Douglas had the football and he was rushed at by his opponent. He hadn't played on.
Yeah, no doubt.
They're the ones that you just cringe about.
Cats led by 33 at half-time. They now lead by 2. 6 of the last 7 to the Crows. Well, this game has had a few different chapters within it. Stevie Johnson out early. That was after Jacobs was a late out. The Cats got off to a flyer. At half-time, you thought totally in their control. It kicked 9 of 11, and you thought we're cruising along. 5 of 6 in the third term. They get the first of the last.
Really important they start to generate their own enthusiasm and momentum here, the Crows. The crowd's going to be against them. They got the right start thereafter, finished with their first opportunity. Huge chance for the Crows.
Geelong now by just 2 points, and there's virtually a whole quarter of football to play as the rain begins to fall. Mackey marked the quick Dangerfield kick. Rain really pelting down. Bartel not quite. The tomahawk trying to go off the ground. Bartel came again. Well done, Douglas. He got an important hand in there. Spills out to Smets, who fell over when he had the football. Fell over the traffic. And the ball at the back of the pack will be bounced inside 50. Teaming down, Tommy.
Yeah, we predicted this before the game. We thought we'd see 4 seasons, and this is absolutely bucketing down. So get the basics right, put your head over the ball and win yourself a free kick.
No surprise, as he's done for most of the day, the ball is thrown up Dangerfield. He's playing a terrific game of football. John Cott now got it away from Enright. Handball over the top, not so good. Enright, Walker, they met head on. Chapman did nicely. Handball out wide to Selwood. Right on the line as he kicks. He looks upfield. Nothing much to go to. Here's Dangerfield again. Possession number 26. Chapman didn't mark. Ball hits the deck. Thompson. It bounced off Chapman. Selwood back to Chapman. They will the ball forward. Down towards full forward. A bouncing ball. Talia at the back. Hawkins at the front. Sliding in hard. Symes. He wanted the football. Now it's important for the umpire. They let it spill out the back. Douglas. Talia hurt at the back of that passage of play. We'll check on him in a moment. The ball towards the line. It's still in. It's stayed in. And the smother brilliant Sheringham. And well done Sloan over the line for a throw in.
Well, this is interesting with one of the Adelaide boys slid in. He's taken his own teammate's hip, and then we've got Rutten sitting on the bench. So this is going to be all in Geelong's favour, one would suspect.
Last man standing stuff, isn't it? Joel Corey is out. Stevie J is out. Live ladder, it just came up. The Cats right now hold a 2-point lead. And they are in spot number 6 on this ladder that changes by the minute in season 2012. A big 15 minutes coming up. Jimmy Kelly quickly onto the left boot. Hawkins was the target. Went in his direction. Hard one to win. Slippery football. Off the ground back to West. Loose man Mackey out of side. West sees him. He'll run to 50. He'll kick long. How's he kicked it? The crowd will let you know. Andrew Mackey, he delivers right on cue. Well, it's been a while. 6 of the previous 7 goals to Adelaide. The first of the final term to Port Pleasure. Back to 2 points. Andrew Mackey drifted down. West was great. Saw him. Mackey to half forward. Fabulous finish.
Yeah, very important goal. Mackey understands that. He's one of those players on this ground. He's able to find that corridor, being narrow ground. West looked in there, saw him, and he finished off beautifully. Here's a wonderful kick.
West, well done. Sheringham took it, got it moving forward. Free kick there, Stokes.
We'll see them all quarter. You're going to put your body on the line, put it in front. It's going to be basics. It's cold, wet and dark down here.
John Cock got into his back. Hawkins, big fly in the wet conditions. Doughty waiting down. Got it to Port Pleasure. Threw it on the boot straight away. Race on here. Taylor and Wright. Well done by Taylor. He got it across to Stokes. That was clever football. Around the body to kick. Chapman got up high. The meet between the Crows there and over the line.
Ever the professional Corey Enright just puts on the long stops. You don't see too many of the long stops these days with the grounds, but really wet out there, and as a defender you can't leave any stone unturned when you're defending the last line of goal.
Stevie J there in the background as well, taken by Thompson. Clearing kick towards the wing. Here's Hunt. It fell into his hands. He goes long again. Top of the goal square. Almost for Hawkins. He used the body well. Good tackle from behind by Thompson. Ball spills loose. Christensen was slow to get rid of it. Riley got him. No free kick. Here's Van Berlo towards the line and over. Symes with a last touch. It'll be thrown in inside 50 for the Cats.
And that's going to become important now, obviously, with Joel Corey out of the game. The Cats down to 2. Only the 5 interchanges so far. Great opportunity for young Thompson playing on Hawkins. He's got a chance to make name as a key defender for the Crows.
Smothered by Selwood, ricochets to Douglas. He's under pressure, Dangerfield. Quickly handballs. Here's a chance off the ground. They're out of trouble for the moment. Taylor Hunt picks it up. Petrenko, wonderful tackle. Sloan got it, put it into space. Portleser, Sheringham. This is really tough football now. Johncock quickly to half forward. Callanan couldn't take it. Chapman could. Send it inside. Bodies collide. Bartel, wet weather specialist. Sheringham picked it up, looks, and then finds Mackie. Poised from a guy playing game 3.
I reckon it's come about again by Adelaide being sucked into the ball, all the snouts in the trough, and leaving a player outside the front 50. Well, you pay a supreme penalty if you're not able to clear the ball correctly.
Big moment for Andrew Mackie. Can he kick back-to-back goals? The natives say so. The noise is loud. The margin's 14 points. So 6 of the last 7 at one point to the Crows, the last 2 to that man, Andrew Mackie. A little bit of breathing space, but a long way from home for the Cats.
2 goals in a row for Andrew Mackie. He's been playing on Rory Sloane. Rory Sloane's just come off, as has Andrew Mackie for a spell. Just has that great knack of knowing when to drift forward, and the Cats teammates know that, use him up every time.
2 goals to 1 in this final term by the Cats to get their lead back to 14 points. Dangerfield, as he's done all day, willing his side forward. Petrenko got a handball all the way to Symes, who kept it inside the field of play. Selwood, well done. He knew Thompson was coming the other way. One of mixed matchups from the start of the game, and a big contest there. Selwood's kick to Chapman in the middle of the ground. Now the ball down long. Motlop, he needed to turn around, perhaps just turned a little late and worrying him off the footy. Here's Adelaide defender right there, and the ball over the line for a throw-in in their attacking area.
It wouldn't suit, these sort of conditions don't suit Motlop. He's a bit greasy.
It was well done by Brodie Smith. He was terrific. Well done Stokes as well. Now Chapman kicks towards full forward. It was a touch ball. You heard the call from the umpire. Porton won this one, slipping over. Bartel got it in his hands. It was initially through the arms of Riley, and now over the line for another throw-in. Inside 50, where the Cats want it. They lead it by 14 points, 12-10, 10-8.
15 of 22 goals. Kick to the left of screen. The Crows need 3. And they need it to the right end of the ground. Tough underneath it all. The umpire will bounce. You've just joined us. Cats by 33 at half-time. The Crows kicked 6 of 7, got it back to 2 points. Andrew Mackie's got the last 2 for the Cats. A 14-point game. The Cats deep into attack. McKernan, wonderful to Thompson. Missed his man. Smets picks up, tackled. Little one over the top. Stokes tries to just bustle his way through. Couldn't control the football. Ended up with Doughty. Walker a long way from home. Enough pressure from Tommy Lonergan. Sees it over.
It's actually a pretty clever kick by the Adelaide defender coming out, keeping it close to the boundary. The Geelong half-backs pushed right up. Every player was across half-forward for Geelong, really putting the squeeze on the Crows when they try to bring the ball out.
Scotty Thompson cast in the role of ruckman, knocked it down to Douglas, quickly to Portleser. Slippery ball, couldn't control the mark.
Patrick Dangerfield tweeted last night he was looking forward to playing in wet conditions. He's got his wish, and I reckon he's one man that could really take this game on in the last quarter.
And I reckon, Kirk, if Jimmy Bartel had Twitter as well, he would have said the same thing.
Exactly.
Scott Thompson then with 32 possessions and Dangerfield 29. The most for Geelong, 20 for Kelly and Christensen. Now the kick forward. Here come the Cats again. It was well done by Kelly. Motlop running onto the football. He didn't have it. Umpires allowed that to go. The little toe poke up the line. Dangerfield going in and getting another possession. Bartel loves it in the wet as well. Over the top, Christensen. Smets. Motlop, he's kept it in. It's still in. He's left the football behind though. Smets comes, gives it to Hawkins. He was taken high by Sloane. The umpire didn't see it, and it does matter because it's a behind only.
Yeah, it's a free kick there over the shoulder there. Missed by the umpire.
Sloan just needed to go in lower in that tackle then. Just go for his hips.
Riley brings it to the spot he's done so often this afternoon. Jenkins couldn't take it. Symes taken by Kelly and taken firmly to ground. Umpire's going to blow holding the ball. So Kelly, big tackle, sends the Cats forward, big moment. Hawkins flies, Duncan knocks it down, Hawkins over the top to Mackie, couldn't take it cleanly. They're desperate now, the Crows, and they've got to be. They've got to find 3 goals in 10.5 minutes.
Come out, please. Tom, come out, please. Billy, away.
Riley with the football then. He's deep in defence, just over 10 minutes to play. They've been terrific today, Adelaide, but they got another trick left in their sleeve. High ball, Guthrie at the back to Selwood. They've controlled this nicely. They got it across to Enright. It came from Lonigan, and he sends a long one down. That's a good mark going back. Josh Walker, terrific grab. Just outside the 50. A young man who has been terrific today. This is disposal number 10 coming up. He sends it low and flat. Intelligent kick. Hawkins had it. Just couldn't wrap it up over the line.
Just haven't had the ball inside the front 50 to all the Crows. I think this is 11 times inside for Geelong. None for the Crows in the last, well, since...
Paul, please, you go.
Yeah.
Thompson wide to right to David McKay, and quickly he goes forward. Walker was the target, off his hand, spills to Scotty Thompson. Is there another chapter left in this game? Josh Hunt, terrific use of the body. He starts to cramp on the outer side. Over the head of Smets.
It's really a game of inches. When the game is as close as it has been, and you've got a wind like this, you make the opposition fight for every inch to get forward. And when you've got a long kick like who was it? Hunt. He's just got to get distance, which he does.
So Chris Scott, not a lot of wriggle room in this match as he moves around anxiously in the coach's chair. Inside the last 10 minutes. We'll have another look at the live ladder in just a moment, but it is a Geelong side trying to hold off this Crows unit that has been coached beautifully all season by a former Cats player and coach in Brenton Sanderson, and Dasher Milburn watches on too from the Crows commentary box. Quickly they go forward, Van Berlo off the ground and Callanan taken over.
Really have played the percentages and the conditions really well. Geelong defended the lead, kept it basic, haven't attacked through the corridor. They've played along the boundaries, they've tackled hard, just flexing their muscles here.
West to Kelly, couldn't control it. Jenkins, we saw him debut against the Cats earlier in the year. This the return bout, and it's been a beauty. To half forward, Walker, Riley, 0-0 draw. Hawkins wrapped up. Luke Thompson, the tackler. He found Bartel. Bartel found Crows.
My footy.
I think Geelong were using their spare men in defence very well too. He's only about 30 metres off the ball, knowing the ball can't travel that far against the wind. So in this case, it was Lonigan that brought that ball back into play.
That last contest really showing where modern footy's at as well. It was thrown out by Hawkins. The umpire would rather it get thrown out than get bogged down, and a quick kick by Douglas. That's out of bounds on the full. So Enright with the Crows down by 15 points. A chance for Geelong to reload here. A long ball inside 50, the order of the day, you suspect. Hawkins up in front, waiting down was Motlop. It got away from him. Sloan, he drives the ball towards the wing. Taylor Walker needs to go here. He did well, created the contest. It fell at the front though. Well done by the James Kelly, and the Cats have done just enough again. Over the line thrown in.
James Kelly's been exceptional around the clinches today. He's up to 14 contested possessions.
Jenkins and West. Jenkins got rid of West. The ball comes down in the Symes direction. He was over the footy for a long time. Doughty with a clearing kick towards the wing. Walker might have been pushed out.
Walker.
Free kick Adelaide. Geelong by 15 points, 7.5 to play.
They haven't been inside 50 for the last 15 minutes. Dangerfield's trying to change that. Gives it off. Port Pleasure will send them inside now. Mackie couldn't take it. Here's a chance. Rory Sloane, will it settle for him? He's got to get around Corey Enright. Tough pocket to kick a goal from. Goes across the face and trickles out. Big quarter, Tommy, considering Joel Corey is still and won't play any further part in this game, and Stevie J's been out since the opening bounce.
Yeah, played the percentages really well, Hamish. We've spoken about it, taking the risk out of the game once they got to a 2-goal buffer. Still there to be won, though. Crow's not out of it yet.
No, we've still got time. 7 minutes, as you can see. Tommy Hawkins at halfback has drifted down. Here's Matty Stokes. He's got to wait a long time, but the kick was perfect. Have a look at the running Duncan. Stokes will go in his direction. It'll bounce. It'll bounce. It'll be grabbed and goal. Matty Stokes, brilliant. Duncan, a long, exhausting run and a great finish.
Might have spoken too soon, hey? That might make it a bit difficult now for the Crows.
Tommy Hawkins ran a long way, ended up at half-back. Wonderful switch to Stokes, and he saw his man running, and Mitch Duncan wasn't going to be caught. It bounced well for him, and as Tommy Harley said, that puts Adelaide into check. Can the Cats put him into checkmate?
I've been impressed by Mitch Duncan's work rate today. His spread from the contest has been exceptional. He's pushed really hard.
13 disposals and a couple of goals, Kirky. He has been terrific. Bartel over the footy. Dangerfield right there with him. It was through the legs of West. Sloane got a little kick forward. It was missed by Vince. Bobbling around in there. Here's Thompson. He's got the footy in his hands. He's had it 37 times today. Tom?
It's been a really professional performance by Scott Thompson. He's got the Bronx cheers every time he's gone near the ball. I don't think there should be anything looked any further. We've got the live ladder there on screen now.
Adelaide to 3rd and Geelong to 6th. If the status quo is maintained, that's going to be really significant. And next week, Friday night, it sets it up for an absolute beauty. The reigning premier against the premiership fancies. Here they go now. Long one. Opportunity for Stokes. It's Christensen with a goal. Wonderful finish. Geelong finishing the better. Geelong by 27 points now. And you can't help but turn your attention towards next week. 14-11. Adelaide 10-8. They gave everything, the Adelaide Crows, in that third term. Breeze against them, it's got to be said, and that was a wonderful finish by Christensen. On to the end of it. Handball came across from Selwood. Goal.
Been an important inclusion into the side today, Alan Christensen, along with Jimmy Bartel. Great celebration. Jumps into Matty Stokes. Matty Stokes has played a significant mentoring role for Christensen, and great to see.
They could be twins, those two, Tommy. Stokes and Christensen. Matty Stokes there wrapping up Douglas. They've come in waves, the goals. First 2 to the Crows. Then it was 9 of 11 to the Cats. 6 of 7 to the Crows. And then 4 in a row now to the Cats. They lead it by 27 points. Desperate times for the Crows. Van Berlo quickly in the Sloane direction. Well, Mackey's been brilliant in this last term. Juggled at that time. Running hard at the ball. Doing well was Guthrie. Got a paw onto it. Petrenko picked up the Guthrie paddle and he gets taken over the boundary line. Friday night football, as you say, Basil, is going to be something to get set for. The Cats, they're starting to find their rhythm. The Bombers last week, and they've got the Crows right where they want them on Saturday afternoon football. Little look away handball to Chapman. Van Berlo won the battle, put it back in the right direction. Quick give to Thompson. Motlop closes. Not before Thompson got the kick away. Walker, a bit of genius to beat in Lonergan and Harry Taylor. And Lonergan ends up with it. Sweeps the handball. No one there. All Crows. Smith brings it inside. We tried to anyway. Enright was good. Sloane at the fall of the ball. Vince just got tackled right at the right moment if you're a Geelong man. Sloane ends up with it from 55. Long ball. Walker loses his feet. Gets him again. Drops the ball. Christensen underneath it all. Lonergan. They'll try and hold it up. They'll get the free kick instead.
Go, Jared. Just fell on him. Come out, please. Taylor. And Taylor.
Lonergan with a free kick out of all of that, and he drives the ball now with less than 5 minutes to play towards Selwood at the back of the pack. Riley close to the line. It's over. So Geelong, you'd think now will get the points. Their lead 27 points. And that's what they've got to come. Hawthorn on Friday night, the West Coast Eagles away, St Kilda at home, and the Bulldogs at home. A big month there, Mick.
Oh, well, yeah, all the sides in the top 8 have got a crunch game for 2, and this is going to be... Geelong have certainly put the pressure on the last 4 or 5 weeks and changed their season around, actually. So it's a credit to them. The test will be next week.
Symes was over the footy there for a long time at the back, eventually to Harry Taylor, and he sneaks a handball out to Mackie, who's been terrific. Couple of goals when his team needed it. He sends the ball inside the centre square. Now some work to do for Luke Thompson. He tracks the ball back. Bartel closing the gap. Here's Van Berlo. The kick only as far as Smets. He can swing a handball inside. Christensen kicked the last goal. He doesn't kick this one. Passes off short. Hawkins wants to go. He's looked up. He's seen some space. Chapman entering that space. This to finish it off for Geelong. Bring on the Hawks. Geelong by 33 points. And Hawkins, that was an intelligent kick into space. And the run provided by Chapman. Geelong's lead now back to where it was at half-time. They led by 33 points at half-time, and it is 33 points now with a little under 4 minutes to play. Adelaide have been terrific. They've given it everything, but the Cats at home just too strong.
Good goal by Paul Chapman. It was pretty. He kicks those all the time, but he found that space. And the interesting thing about that is, if you see the player in front there, Scotty Thompson, he's had a fantastic game, but he doesn't defend that well, and he chased Chapman down really without conviction.
McKernan finds Scotty Thompson. He just paddles the ball forward. A few boos from the Geelong fans. If you missed it earlier in the game, first 5 seconds, he collided with Stevie J, and Stevie Johnson has sat on the bench in the red vest for the afternoon. So the Cats beat the Bombers on Friday night football last week. Saturday afternoon, they're going to account for the Crows. And Hawthorn awaits next Friday. They've won the last 8 against the Hawks. If you saw a bit of the Hawks last night, you can really get excited about what lies ahead. Sheringham over the top. All Crows inside the forward 50 this time for the Cats. Thompson, Bartel too high. Thompson will get the free kick.
Free kick there beforehand when Bartel was grabbing his opponent on the way to that ball.
It's been a fortress here, the Cattery, in recent years. This will be win 40 of the last 42. Only the Power in 2007 and the Swans last year have been able to topple Geelong here.
Hands on the shoulder in the back there.
Duncan. Handball to Smets. Backwards. Well done again, Sheringham. He swung the handball over the top to Selwood. Inside 50. Sends it towards a vacant square. It had a little bit too much on it. And through for just behind. Geelong now leading by 34 points. And they've gone past the margin that they had at half-time.
The final score is going to end up being probably what we thought at half-time. I think Geelong really have controlled the game for the majority. There was that patch for about 25 minutes in total where the Crows had the run of the game, but pretty convincing performance by Geelong today.
Riley short to Paul Pleasure, then Callanan. He looks upfield quickly and finds Doughty. Still running hard, the Crows, trying to finish this game off as strongly as possible. Still a genuine top 4 prospect, and they've got a wonderful run. Van Berlo's kick not marked by West. Gathered and kicked forward by Douglas. Trying to reach over the top. No mark. Petrenko taken when he didn't have the football. That looked a free kick for sure. That might have been off Symes' boot on the full. In the end, one each way, I suppose, although it well may have been a kick for goal for the Adelaide Crows. Umpire missed that one. I reckon the ball over the line to be thrown in.
Jenkins, Taylor Hunt, desperate to the end. So too Corey Enright, desperate all of his career. Symes started as a sub in the green vest. Sheringham, ditto. Underneath it all is Sloan and the ball somewhere. So a look at this, Mick. This is the Crows' run home. Essendon at home, Fremantle at home, Brisbane away, and Melbourne away.
We're expecting to win 4 of those, particularly the home ones are probably the harder ones of the 4. And the away ones, they're quite capable of winning, so that should set them up for virtually a Final 4.
Yeah, definitely a Final 4, if not a Final 2. They've had a really good season. This is obviously a tough road trip. We heard Brendan Sanderson say that at three-quarter time. Just need to get on as a young side, just get back on the horse, back into some rehab, and get back in their winning ways.
Jenkins marked the Hunt kick in, then a ball towards the 50. Symes, Dangerfield. He kicks towards full forward. Petrenko slipped over Taylor Walker for a consolation goal. He gave it to Vince, and they get that consolation goal. Adelaide with their 11th, and the margin back to 27 points.
Well, it leads into a great 6 weeks left.
Yeah.
Really, when you analyse it, it's been quite... it's been about the last 10 to 12 clubs, I suppose, when Richmond and Carlton will play off at some stage to see which one wins on this weekend. Adelaide have been phenomenal, really, when you consider they come from the bottom 4 of last year, and they deserve their draw. There's no question about that. You finish in the bottom 4, you expect to play a lot of the bottom sides. Geelong, on the other hand, have been around the top for a long, long time. To find themselves still in the hunt for that top 4 is a remarkable performance, given the fact that they've played 10 new players from winning the grand final, which is extraordinary.
Only 2 Cats have played every game this year, Mick, and they've got 9 players playing today under 50 games. So to reiterate your point, they're blooding a lot of youth, and they're continuing to play finals football, or certainly think about it. John Cock to the outer side, bouncing ball. Selwood, he watches on. Taylor Hunt couldn't control it, and Douglas just sees it over as we see Stevie J, a forlorn sight. He's been a delight to watch for so long. He's just approaching game number 200. It was game 191 today, and I think probably the shortest game of his career. I don't think he would have played a game lasting less than 4 seconds. Bernie Vince kicked the last for the Crows. Can they get another late? Over the top it goes. Petrenko will try and Hunt, but Hunt does well. And he paddles it forward and then kicks it out of the air. Tough one now. Just over-committed in the end, Christensen. Dowdy handball backwards, and it ends up with Enright now to Walker. They can go forward here. Walker to half forward. Hawkins out the back. It'll end up with the skipper in Van Berlo. Ricochets, and David McKay just picks up, tries to keep it in, does a good job of it, and then spills over just in front of Brett Kirk, who's watched on today and told us that Joel Corey has really been absent for the whole of the last half after being so good for so long.
Haim, the Cats in the top 6 now for just the 2nd time this season.
So the reigning heavyweight champ has beaten a premiership contender for the 2nd week. Are they back in town? The locals think so.